Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Grow Your Childcare Business. I am happy to be here. So I haven't gotten around to create new content. It was summertime, I was on vacation. My kids are back to school. I have one that started college, and we are still homeschooling the other three that are at home. So I haven't really gotten around in recording new, fresh content, but I started this week. So I wrote a blog, and I wanted to record this video because I want to make sure that if you're someone that prefers watching and learning, through YouTube videos or tutorials, then I wanted to make sure that you had this information because I know that it is going to help you with your advertising. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my notes and we're going to get down to business. I actually recorded a podcast episode with the same exact topic. So it's going to be a good one. Not too long. I would love for you to grab something to write with and something to write on because I want you to take notes. When I'm looking for topics, especially when it comes to marketing and really just focusing on a few topics that I know is going to help you with your day-to-day operations, I always focus on two things. Number one, is this something that someone needs to know about? Like, it's something that's actually going to help you get more enrollments, feel better about advertising, not waste your time, right? And the other thing I always focus on is, can you actually do this? Like, can they actually not only just listen and watch my videos, but actually when they're off and they're doing their thing throughout the day and I'm not around, can they actually implement these things in their business, right? So I think that you can. I'm pretty sure that you can. So I want you to grab something to write with and then just listen to the information. And then every time I share these tips and strategies, I want you to go and implement. Okay. So today's video is all about why advertising your childcare business feels harder now, and then how to boost enrollment for, the remainder of the year. And these are things that I know are going to help you. And these are also topics that are really important to you. And I know this because I hear this a lot when I'm on strategy calls, when I'm inside my membership in the Facebook groups. Christina, I used to do XYZ a few years ago, and that's all I needed to do. Nowadays, it's really difficult to either keep up with social media or to be posting all the time or to know what to post about or to even know how to advertise using the online space. And then my enrollments are low and I just don't know what to do because what I used to do before just isn't working right now. Okay. So just know that if you're feeling like that, you are not alone. So the first thing that I really want to focus on is understanding that the landscape of childcare enrollment and marketing, especially in the online space, has changed over the last few years. Okay. Number one, for starters, there is more competition out there than ever before. And this is something that I think sometimes, we kind of look past and we think, oh, it doesn't matter. So-and-so open a home daycare down the street and there's a school that's opening up right there. And there's a 4-year-old program that's starting over there. And you really don't think it's going to affect you until it does. Okay. So competition is real and it's more real than ever before. So you have to be able with your messaging, your website, your tours, the way you show up on social media, what you share about on your platforms, you have to be able to stand out from the competition, and you have to be able to connect with families and to make sure that your messaging is so on point that they know exactly what your unique selling proposition is. Like, why should they say yes to you over the daycare down the street or the larger school down the street? Like, why you? Why should they say yes to you? Why should they choose your program instead of someone else's? Okay. So this is something that's really important. So just posting randomly or just thinking that you just don't have to kind of stand out and you'll just do what everybody else is doing just does not work anymore. Okay. And I'm sure that if you're listening to this or if you're watching this video, you're feeling it, right? So knowing how to stand out is so important, and knowing exactly what local families are interested in and knowing how to actually fill that gap so that you can be the person that they say, you know what, this daycare is offering this. I'm going to go enroll and book a visit and enroll with this person. Okay. The second thing I want to talk about is the rise of digital marketing. We know that especially over the last few years, the online space has exploded. And what that means is that if you weren't comfortable on social media and putting maybe updating a website or putting content together or recording videos or going live, then you have to get comfortable with it going forward. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like you just have to do it, right? If you don't have the money to invest in someone to actually take over your entire marketing and just do all the things for you, then you have to, as a business owner, understand how all this works and understand that just printing out a random flyer is just not good enough anymore. Okay. So everyone is online. Everyone is on their devices throughout the day, while they're waiting for their coffee at Starbucks, as they're going to the washroom, as they're picking up their kids from school, whatever it is. Parents are on social media, just scrolling throughout the day. We do most of our things online. So we do our banking, we order, we buy things from Amazon. I mean, we're on these devices pretty much, unfortunately, the entire day. So we depend on them. And especially over the last couple of years, the businesses that actually adapted to the online space were the ones that kind of stuck around post-pandemic. The ones that didn't get on board with bringing their services online or focusing more on the online space are the ones that are struggling right now. Okay. So just thinking that you just don't have to learn anything new and, this will pass. It's just not true. Okay. So you have to be able to, for example, have a website that's optimized, that's running properly. You have to be able to have social media pages that are updated regularly with content and messaging that parents want to read about, right? You have to be able to leverage different tactics. So not just graphics and flyers, but events and going live and interviewing people and sharing reviews and testimonials and, using reels if you want to, right? So these are all things that are super important. Number 3, parents are more informed now than ever before. Again, with the rise of the digital space online, we're glued to our phones, we're on our devices, we're so informed. Like in today's world, you cannot possibly say, you can't say the sentence, I just don't know how to do that. Like that doesn't exist. I tell my kids this all the time when they're asking me for something. What did that happen? What does that mean? Or how do I do that? I just say, well, you go on Google or go on YouTube and figure it out, right? So these are things that you should be leveraged to actually help you kind of with a new skill set, to grow something, to grow a business. And it's really important for you to understand that parents, so moms and dads in your community, are more informed because they are on their devices more and more. So you want to make sure that you are online and that your messaging is clear. You know what's important to them. You know how to craft a specific message that's going to get their attention, that aligns with their values, and that really just meets their child's specific needs. Okay. Number 4, the impact of the pandemic. So we can't really ignore the fact that we went through really rocky last couple of years, and parents and families in general, I think people's not everyone, but most people's routines have shifted, right? So maybe they used to go to the grocery store more often. Now they just got so used to ordering the groceries online, so they just don't go to the groceries as much. Maybe businesses shut down and everyone's they're still working from home. Maybe your childcare program had shut down and you started investing in online learning and online preschools, right? I saw a lot of clients reach out to me asking for help when it came to their online preschools marketing, right? So these are all things to consider, and obviously health protocols and safety, and just being able to meet these needs. So parents' lives have changed, our lives have changed, every business owner's life has changed. So you have to make sure that as a business owner, you're tackling these subjects in a way that's really going to resonate with your audience, right? So things like safety and health protocols, maybe financial instability, these are all things to consider when you are offering your services and thinking, how can you serve in the best possible way? And how can you address these concerns with moms and dads in your community, so that you can really just reassure them and really just demonstrate that, your place is safe, it's reliable, it's quality, and you really just can be trusted as someone that knows what they're doing. Okay. So how do you fix this? How do you market or advertise your daycare and really just boost enrollment in a digital world when things are feeling so difficult or things are not working the way they used to before? Okay. The first thing is you need to build a strong online presence. So again, not only leveraging your Facebook and Instagram account, but really just leveraging things like your SEO blogs, proper keywords, your website, making sure it's mobile friendly, Yelp, Google My Business, and making sure that you don't just claim these platforms, but that you actually go in and fill out the information properly. And you really just take the time to update it. You can ask parents that are in your program right now to go on Google My Business and actually leave you a review. That really helps with organic search. When it comes to your social media pages, it's also really important to think about what you're offering, what types of things moms and dads that you're trying to attract, what they want to read or learn about, and then come up with a strong, organic, content-rich strategy that is going to get someone to kind of stop the scroll, engage, get to know about your program, and eventually book a visit with you, right? So this is really important. And if you're not leveraging, let's say, paid traffic, so Facebook or Instagram ads, then just having that strong online presence is just really important. And it's more important, especially if you're not leveraging the power of paid traffic. And you want to make sure that you're consistent and that you're engaging and that your messaging kind of flows and your branding is on point. These are all really important things to think about when you are online and you're showing up every day for your business. Not only, only when you have a spot available, but really just making it a point to say, you know what, I'm going to share about my program. I'm going to talk about the new teacher I hired, or I'm going to talk about our educational approach and why it's so different, right? These are all important things to get in the habit of doing. And, not think that social media should be used only when you have, I don't know, space available or when you need something from someone, right? So you need them to enroll or you need them to RSVP. You don't want to treat it like that. You really want to treat it as a way where you're connecting and that you're growing your online presence that way so that people can actually trust you and understand what you're doing so that they can feel more comfortable reaching out. And it does take time, but it's just so much more important for you to kind of dig deep and stay consistent so that you can actually see your page grow, okay? Second thing you can do is you can leverage the power of a local SEO. So if you don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization and making sure that your website and all the keywords are exactly what moms and dads in your community locally are actively searching for, right? So if you're close to a landmark, if you're downtown Montreal, for example, if you're a bilingual preschool program, if you're Christian-based near a certain part of your town, these are all super important things to think about. And also think about what types of keywords are moms and dads searching for when they are on Google and they are looking for something, right? Because we all do this, right? When you're looking for something, for example, I don't know, a gluten-free bakery near me, that's exactly what I'm going to type up when I am on Google. So you need to leverage this and you need to do your research when it does come to keywords, right? You can go on Google and do that for free using their keyword tool. But it's really important that you do this work so that you are found, right? Also, when you're putting your website together, making sure that your address, your phone number, your zip code, postal code, everything is found on every single page so that when someone does search, your website can actually pop up, on the first few results on Google. Okay, so that's also really important. The other thing you may consider doing is actually adding a blog to your website. Now, I know this might take a bit more time, and this doesn't need to be done in a way where you have to be blogging every day or even every week. You can just write one or two pieces of content or a blog that can definitely help you with local search. And this can be as simple as, let's say you're living in Montreal, Canada, like I am, and you can write a blog post that, talks about 10 kid-friendly and cost-effective, field trips or outings you can take with your kids in Montreal, Canada, something like that, right? So when someone does look up with young kids, then, I increase my chances of actually getting found locally and for free organically using Google as well. Again, it does take a bit of time. You don't have to do everything I'm discussing right now. I'm just giving you guys some ideas, but it's definitely worth a try, okay? Number 3 is offer virtual tours and consultations. Again, leveraging the power of the online space and technology and really just leveling up your marketing with the times, kind of going in that direction versus pushing away from it. So offering virtual tours or consultations, right? I had a client that, and before she booked a visit, when someone wanted to book a visit with her, she would offer a virtual consultation where she would hop on a quick Zoom for 10 minutes, introduce herself, meet the mom and dad and the child, talk about a program. And if she felt they were a good fit for her program, then she would offer them an appointment to come and visit face-to-face, right? Maybe you can do something like that. This is a great way for parents to feel safe because they're in their home. They're less stressed, right? Or they're less on the spot, so they can actually ask you questions, and the same for you as well, okay? And I think that if you meet somebody on Zoom and you have a good connection, when you do meet them face-to-face for the first time, it's going to go much more smoother and you're going to be much more comfortable as well. Number 4, emphasize safety and cleanliness. So you can do this with communication tools. You can do this with cleaning protocols. You can do this with all sorts of things. Just anything you can do to make sure that you are always ensuring that the kids in your care are safe, that your space, your facility is clean, that you follow protocol. And that just helps you when someone is visiting and when they do have a question, or even when they come and they see, right, they can tell a daycare that's not very quality, that smells, that's just very old looking, versus a daycare that, smells nice, it's warm, it's welcoming, everything is in its place, everything is clean, the toys are new, right? So that really does make a difference as well, okay? Number 5 is building relationships with your community. Really important. A lot of childcare providers are not leveraging this, just because I feel that it does take time, and it also because they might not have time or they just don't know what to say. I think it's really, really powerful for you, especially when it comes to word of mouth referrals, to be known in your community, and to host events, to offer your premises if there's something going on, either for free or for a small fee, to reach out to other businesses and create those partnerships together. So, you publicize my business and I'll publicize your business, right? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, kind of thing. And it's just really, really important, really important. I have our library here where I live in my town. They have story time and they have local business owners. So we have authors and we have daycare teachers that will actually go in and they read stories to the kids. So that's really nice. And then once you're there, obviously there's, their business card is there or their marketing material. So it's just a good way for you to meet, other business owners in your community, get the word out on your program, and really just to kind of establish those relationships as someone that can be trusted. You're here to stay. You love your community. You care about the people that you live around. And it really is going to help you with promotions and word of mouth marketing, which is the most powerful marketing that is out there. Okay. Number 6 is offering flexible options. Now, again, parents' lives have shifted financially, their day-to-day routines, work schedule, and whatnot. So if you are able to offer flexible schedules and payments, why wouldn't you? Okay. If you can offer someone, let's say someone wants only 4 days a week of care or 3 days a week of care, why not do this if you have the space available? You don't want to be pressuring people to make a decision that they're not really comfortable with. And most of the time, what happens? Parents that do take up, let's say, a part-time spot in your program, if they're happy with your services, they either refer you more people or they eventually end up taking the entire week. So they end up becoming full-time as well. So something to think about, something to consider, especially if you are not fully booked right now, right? And number 7 is one of my favorite things to do is to track and analyze your marketing efforts. Again, if you are not tracking, how do you know what's working? If you don't have, let's say, a routine set where you say once a week or once a month, you're going to pull out the insights on your business page. You're going to pull out, how many visits you had, how many phone calls you had, how many enrollments. Maybe you have an email list and you're tracking that. Maybe you're tracking your Google Insights and you're checking to see how many people went on your website. Maybe you're paying for ads, whatever it is, right? Even if you're not paying for ads, you could always check things like how many people went on your website, how many people called, your leads, all that stuff. And also if your business page grew, if people are actually following, asking, engaging, or they're just not, right? And if you see that, for example, things are not growing, then to go back and do a quick audit and test something new and fix the problem, right? But if you don't do that, then you're not going to be able to know what's working so that you can do more of that. Because that is the whole point behind tracking, is really to know what's working so that you can focus on doing more of that. So I hope that this video helped. If you want to see the blog that I wrote about this, check underneath the description of this video. I put the link over there. If you are in need of marketing help and you're thinking, this sounds great, Christina, how do I do? I don't know how to do any of this. We actually teach the members inside the marketing membership how to do things like tracking, how to get their website found on Google, how to track their insights on their social media pages, and so much more, right? Marketing, advertising your daycare is so much more than just posting something, you guys. So if you want to try that out, we do offer free 5-day trials. Links are in the description of this video. Go ahead, check that out. And as always, I hope this blesses you and your business, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye for now.